excited to share this video with you because I'm going to show you exactly how I make more than $50,000 a month selling high ticket products in just a few hours a day. And I'm also going to reveal to you exactly what my own Enagic clients and downline are using to absolutely crush it in their own businesses right now. Today's going to be a lot of value, and there's going to be a lot of step-by-step processes so that regardless of whether or not you choose to take me up on my offer at the end of this to continue the relationship with me or not, I know that you are going to take some gold nuggets away with you that are going to move the needle forward for you in your business. And my prayer with you consuming this today, that it will give you not only what you want, but also what you need to create the most powerful and profound transformation possible in your business. I'm also going to take you through my 3 stages of scaling so you know what to expect and what you're about to go through and grow through in order to go from 0 to 10,000, 10,000 to 50,000 and 50,000 and beyond. So as we dive in, I just want to make it clear in terms of who this is kind of for and not for. So firstly, if I really believe that there's like 80% of network and affiliate marketers kind of like the idea of building a business, and there's really 20% of you that are really serious about building your business. So if you consider yourself a dabbler and you've kind of got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and maybe you just want to make a couple of hundred a month, that's totally fine. You'll just probably find that this video is maybe not your cup of tea. You probably get value from it. It's just maybe not your cup of tea. Secondly, if you are someone that believes you just don't have the time to build this business, you want to make sure that you have at least 3 to 4 hours that you can give or find to invest into getting your business off the ground in the beginning, at least until you can get to the assimilation automation stage that we'll go through later on in this video, where you can start to get your time back. Now, in terms of who this is for, now you might be somebody that definitely wants to be able to make 50, 100,000 a month, but ultimately short term, you want to be able to make 5, 10, 20,000 a month so that you can replace your full-time income if you're working in a job and just get to the point where you can make this thing your full-time thing. Secondly, you have a desire to, you are, or you have a desire to be a top performer. You want to be the type of person that's speaking on stage, or you just want to be able to learn how to lead yourself so that eventually you earn the right to lead others so that you can lead and serve them at a deeper level. Thirdly, the idea of legacy is really appealing to you. So many of you probably know that I'm on a big mission to empower leaders to create and leave a legacy for their families. For me, it's not just about financial legacy. It's also about personal legacy, and that's building character. It's about healing generational wounds. It's about breaking generational patterns. One of my dear friends, Steve Weatherford, says, and this is something I believe in wholeheartedly, that the chains we do not break will be placed on our sons and daughters. So for me, creating financial wealth is I'm all for it, but I also want to, build character. I want to become better. I want to grow so that I can really impact my children, my family, and create real generational change. Now, if this is firing you up and this is exciting you, if you relate to one or, ideally all 3 of these things so far, you're going to love the rest of this training. Now, the third thing is you want a freedom model. You don't want to just build this business to work 80, 100 hours a week. You want to use the financial resources that you gain to create a life you love, so that as your business gets bigger, your life just gets significantly better and you're doing more of the types of things that enrich your life and just bring you even more joy. Yeah, bring the joy. That's what we're here for. Now, quick story for those of you that don't really know me that well. Back in 2018, I got into the online space by starting out an online health and fitness business. I was helping mums lose weight. That's how I started out. And in the first 12 months, I achieved a decent level of success, enough so that I was able to leave my full-time job and be a full-time online business owner. And soon after I did that, I found this thing called NLP. Many of you know NLP is neuro-linguistic programming, and I got certified as a master practitioner in NLP. And when I did that, I discovered that I could do these breakthrough sessions with people where I could practically guarantee all these different types of results. And many of my health and fitness clients were network marketers. So I started to do these breakthrough sessions to help network marketers grow their business by working on their mindset. And many of those clients would double or triple their income in a really short period of time because I'd help them let go of their limiting beliefs, deal with their conflicts, realign their values, and just really get them in an empowered state so they'd take much more actions, and their business really started to take off. And so I was like, this NLP thing, it really works. And it was really, really powerful. But the problem was, after I helped a couple of clients double their income, in the next 2 months, I did not bring on a single client. And so many of you might be able to relate to this being in Enagic, I knew I had this incredible vehicle, but it was just like, I was getting really frustrated with myself because it was like people just weren't seeing the vision. And I started to feel quite dejected because I felt like I'd done all this stuff. I was full-time now, and I felt like I should have the answers and I should know what to do. And it was almost like I was drowning in information, yet starving for wisdom, because it was almost like I had all of the different numbers for the combination lock, but I just didn't have them in the right order. So I was stuck, and I was in this place where I knew I could help people, but I just couldn't seem to attract the right amount of leads, and I was really, really struggling. And so I still remember this, like it was yesterday. I decided to go away for a weekend away with my ex-wife, and I turned my phone off, and it was really just like a line in the sand moment where I really had to make the decision if I was just going to quit and just, cut my losses, or, ultimately go back and get a job, which for me at the time, that was like the ultimate failure for me. So I went away on this weekend away, and call it God or the universe or Allah, whatever you believe in. I had this incredible insight, and I felt so compelled to reach out to somebody that I'd been following for a period of time. And I reached out to this guy, and I just asked for help. I'm like, man, I am stuck. If I don't figure this out, I'm like, can you please help me? And I got on a call with him, and he offered me the opportunity to invest into his program. I didn't have the money. I found a way, and long story short, I paid him close to 20,000 USD to learn his social media selling system. And in the following 90 days, I did $102,356. And as cliche as it sounds, everything freaking changed. All of a sudden, it was like I now had all of the numbers, but I had them in the right order. So it just like unlocked this exponential growth in my business. I was getting all of these leads. I was writing posts about, hey, who wants some of my leads? Because I had so many, and I had this great system to then enroll them as clients. And it was just, I quote unquote, I'd made it, and everything changed. And so I started to be featured on all these different testimonials, and people were reaching out to me asking like, Owen, what are you doing? And how did you do this? And then at the time, I had a couple of reasonably successful leaders who had Enagic businesses reach out to me, and they said, Owen, can you teach me this social media selling system? And so I went and taught them a combination of what I was doing with NLP and also what I was learning with the social media selling system. And I helped a couple of Enagic leaders pretty quickly grow their business to 10, 20,000 a month in commissions. And as you can probably understand, they started to share that with their own platforms and communities, and word got out pretty quickly that my system worked really well with the Enagic vehicle. Now, here's the thing, like real talk. At the time, I knew little to like absolutely nothing about this business called Enagic, apart from the fact that my clients would try and pitch me on it all the time, and they're always drinking their water and saying, you need to get it. I knew nothing about Enagic, but the thing that I did know is that my system just worked really well for the Enagic vehicle. And so pretty quickly, as I grew, I just started to work with more people in their community and their team and, the people they were connected to. And pretty quickly, like 70 to 80% of my entire clientele were leaders, Enagic leaders across different platforms and communities. And as you can imagine, the entire time, everyone's trying to get me into Enagic. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. Someone sold me a trifecta. I'm like, I love the product, but I'm not going to do it. And I really kind of put it off for a really long period of time until, for those of you that know, of December this year, I really looked into the business, the compensation plan, and I just ultimately fell in love with the company. I fell in love with the community. I fell in love with the compensation plan. I fell in love with the people. And very recently, I've decided to begin building out my own Enagic business too. So now I'm, supporting my own downline as I build my own business. And I'm also mentoring clients from other communities and platforms as well, which leads me to where we are today. So the only reason I share that with you is because I want you to know that what I'm about to share with you now, if you apply it in your own business, like when somebody asks you like what's different for you, I can't speak to what other programs and people are teaching, but what I can tell you is that these strategies have been battle tested in different industries, different businesses other than Enagic, and they've been battle tested in Enagic too. So if they've been able to help other people achieve like 50,000 a month in commissions and go on, I've had clients that have gone on to hit 6A2-3 and above using this stuff. If it can work for them, it'll probably work for you too. Now, as you can see here over on the left, on average, I do between 50 to 100,000 per month. Sometimes it's a little bit less, sometimes it's a little bit more, depending on what's going on. But on average, that's generally where we sit. As you can see here over on the right, on average, I'm working around 4 hours a day. As you can see, Mondays are pretty much free and off. Fridays are pretty much free and off. On those days, some days I'll have the day off and some days I'll work on different creative projects, such as what I'm doing right now. Tuesday is my specific project day to work on anything that is business growth, marketing, and sales wise. And on Wednesday and Thursday, I have time allotted for my private mentorship clients as well. And I'll, create content in the gaps here. So on average, I work between 3 to 4 hours a day, and we're doing between 50 to 100,000 a month plus. Last financial year, we did a touch under 1.5 million in sales. Now, I know many of you would love to be able to do these types of numbers in this type of time frame. And if you do desire that, and you're the type of person like me that wants the best results as fast as possible with the least amount of effort, I'm here to tell you that you can absolutely have it. And I'm going to show you how. But I also want to show you what you need to go through and grow through in order to get to this point. And I really want you to listen in now, because what I'm about to share with you truly can be such a powerful and profound transformation. If you can have this mindset shift, not only will this help you grow faster, but it's going to help you lead your downline and future downline just because of the understanding of this. So I call this the 3 stages of scaling. So stage number 1 is called foundation. This is where you go from 0 when you're just starting out up to 10,000 a month. And the foundation stage is really 2 things that you're going to focus on. Number 1 is mindset, and number 2 is skill set. So mindset is about like you're just starting out. You're probably thinking a lot like an employee. Your standards suck. You need to upgrade your beliefs. And one of my favorite quotes is this: if you don't yet have the business that you want, it's because you haven't become the person that can run it yet. And so it's all about the who that has gotten you here to start is not going to be the who that helps you create the business that you envision. So first thing is a big adjustment to your mindset. And the second thing is skill set, which is marketing and sales. So marketing is simply figuring out how to let people know about your stuff. And then sales is convincing those people to give you money in exchange for the stuff you sell. And it's about creating mastery within this. You are starting and doing a new thing that you've never done before. And it's probably going to feel, and you can tell me if you can relate to this, I know like many of you are in this stage right now, it probably feels a lot like hustle, a lot like stress, confusion, overwhelm, and feeling like giving up every other day. And that's because you're doing something new. You're going through a forest and you've never been through that pathway before. And until you start to do more of this stuff over a period of time, it's going to feel weird until it doesn't. And when people ask me, like, what's the secret of success? It's being able to do what you know you need to do, regardless of how you feel about what you need to do, until the thing you need to do becomes easy. And it becomes easy by it becoming a habit, and you cannot skip this step. The thing that I want you to realize in the foundation stage is that it's not forever. It's just a season. And once you get through that, you'll be able to get to the assimilation and automation stage. And so this is where you kind of get to 5 to 10,000 a month, and all of the things that you've been doing, you just simply start to get better at it. So writing content, reaching out to people, speaking to people, sales, understanding the compensation plan and the Enagic products, you start to actually understand it. But then also you can actually take some of the profits that you've generated from your sales and you can reinvest them into systems, software, and team so that you can start to buy your time back and produce more with less work. Here's what this looks like. You make some money, you reinvest those profits into the right team. So for example, a virtual assistant or an appointment setter that is going to help you, grow your audience, reach out to people, do admin stuff, help with your DMs, etc. And what that does is that all of a sudden you've been doing everything and perhaps spending 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day. All of a sudden you're able to outsource some of those things you don't enjoy and that are taking you the most time. So all of a sudden you get time back. And that also then allows you to spend more time on the things that make you more money. So this is where business starts to get really fun because you've been doing everything. Now you're doing less. You have more space to be creative. And this is where you start to feel like, yo, I freaking made it. And it doesn't, and it starts to feel less like stress, agitation, and confusion and more like fun and freedom and alignment. Again, sharing this with you so you know what you've got to grow through in order to get to this point where you start to get to have the type of freedom business that you want. Now, stage number 3 is scale. So this is where you can invest money into paid advertising to increase your lead flow. You can do content scaling. So that just simply means putting more content on more platforms. You might hire an internal content person or hire a content agency. And then there is sales scaling. So using virtual events and pre-recorded webinars or YouTube, just like this video, so you can reach more people at scale. As you can see here, last month we ran a virtual event. We got roughly 400 people there. That's an example of content scaling and sales scaling. And then also my YouTube channel that I've opened up recently, again, is an example of the scaling stage. Now, quick recap. Stage number 1, foundation, 0 to 10,000 a month. You've just got to work on your marketing, sales, and mindset. You suck. Nobody knows you yet. They're not meant to. Don't get emotional about it. Put in the reps, put in the work, grind it out, do the volume, get good at it, make some money, move into the automation stage, get some time back, invest into the right team, start to feel a lot more aligned and creative and fun. And then from there, we can start to scale by investing into advertising, etc. So please, I hope that this has served you in the way that I intended, because this will change the game if you can just have this one mindset tweak. Now, let's dive into exactly what I am doing to make $50,000 a month in just a few hours a day, and exactly what my clients and downline are also using, so that you can simply go from that 0 to 10,000, 10,000 to 50,000, 50,000 and beyond. So I call this the social media selling system. It's really simple. It's comprised of 4 steps: content, connections, conversations, and calls. So if you think of your content like having a physical storefront, if you were to own a florist, is your store set up in such a way where your customer wants to buy your stuff? It's that simple. So that's the equivalent of if somebody comes across to your social media feed, is it set up in such a way where your dream team member knows exactly who you serve and how you can help them get a certain type of result? And so when it comes to content, we use a very simple framework called the magnetic content matrix, where we create 4 different types of content. When used in the right way, in the right order, will get your audience to know, like, and trust you so that they're ready to buy from you. And it creates a really beautiful blend of a personal brand where it shows off your authenticity and your own unique personality, and then also authority. So when people are scrolling in their feed, they stop going to other people to get help and they see you as a solution to their problem. So our first goal is to create great content, to create know, like, and trust with our audience. And then the second thing is connections. Think about it. The most common problem that I see in people, and you can probably relate to this too, is that when you create content, it's just your freaking friends and family or just other enagic people that are engaging with your stuff. So think about it. How valuable would it be if you could have your dream team members liking and commenting on your stuff? How valuable would it be if, when you're creating content, the right type of person was seeing your stuff? So this is really about how to grow an audience from 0 and go from ignored to in demand and from cold to sold. And so think about it. If you were to own a florist, you wouldn't just sit down in your shop and you wouldn't just sit in your shop. You would go out into the shopping center and engage with people, right? So connections, we have a very simple system that allows you to go out into social media, find your dream team member, and engage with them in a way where it guarantees they're going to come and look at your content. And then because you're creating content using the magnetic content matrix, then those people will start to like and comment on your stuff, which then leads us to conversations. And think about it. If you had your dream team members wandering through your shop, would you just ignore them? Or would you start a conversation with them? You'd start a conversation with them, right? You'd have a bit of a chit chat. You'd ask them what brought them into your store. You would ask them what's going on in their world. You would ask them how you can help them. And then one of two things will happen. Either you believe that someone or something else is a better fit to serve them, of which you would then refer them on to someone or something else that's a better fit, or you would believe that Enagic is the best fit to serve them, of which then you would invite them to hop on a call with you. Now, depending on your platform community, for some of you, that'll be a masterclass or a webinar. For some of you, it'll be a type form, somebody to call. We work with all different types of clients, different platforms and communities. When I say call, this is your opportunity to present Enagic and give them the opportunity to join your business. So, as you can see, when you do this really well, you'll create great content. You'll get your dream team members to come and have a look at it. You'll then move people from content to conversations where you will gather information about that person to know if and how you can serve them. And if Enagic is the right fit and the right solution, we then get them on a call. Now, I'm just going to skip through this a little bit here because the ultimate thing is too, now you can see what we're doing to grow to 10, 20,000 a month and what I'm doing to do 50,000 a month plus. But here's the thing. I also know that many of you want to know how to make money online without having to reach out to people. Now, if that doesn't appeal to you, stop the video right now. But if you do love the idea of attraction marketing and having more people come to you, then you're going to love what I'm going to share next. Then I'm going to share with you a couple of client stories so you know that this will actually work with you. Then I'm going to give you an invitation for you to continue the relationship and we can go from there. So the question really is it actually possible, Owen, to make money by creating content only without reaching out to anybody? And the answer is absolutely yes. Of course you can. You can just create content and you can absolutely make sales. But the thing is, like, I was speaking to a lady the other week and she reached out to me and she said, Owen, I haven't been reaching out to anybody and I've had my biggest month was 10,000. When I first started out, I was reaching out to a lot of people. Now I'm not. My biggest month was 10,000, but the problem is the last 2 months, I've only made $1,000 in commissions. And she said, I'm really frustrated because my revenue is really inconsistent. And she said, I'm sick of inconsistency. She said, I want predictability. I want consistency. I want 20,000. I want 50,000 a month consistently. And I see this time and time again, because if you're just creating content, there's just simply no way to know who's going to come to you, when they're going to come to you, or how many people are going to come to you. So can you make money just from creating content? Yes, you can, but you'll just probably find that your revenue will be inconsistent, unpredictable, slow, and unreliable. And so if you're okay with just making some money some of the time, whenever, that's totally fine. Just create content. But if you want to create your revenue consistently, because ultimately the question is, how can I make sales predictably and consistently so eventually I don't have to reach out to anybody at all? We want to make sure that we're using a really comprehensive system that allows you to eventually get to that point. Because think about it. If you want to make 8 sales a month because you know 8 sales is going to produce you 20,000 in sales as an example, what's the number one thing that you need to do more of that you know is guaranteed to produce you more sales? It's really simple, right? We need to have more conversations. Whether that's people coming to you or you going to them, you know the thing that's going to produce more sales is more conversations, is speaking to more people, right? So there's really 3 types of conversations, and all conversations are not created equal. The type that you desire most are inbound leads, meaning people are either commenting on your stuff or getting in your inbox saying, hey, how can I work with you? They are the dream type of lead, right? They're inbound leads, they're coming to you. So what I'm doing is and what our community, my downline, is doing is we want to reverse engineer to stack this so we have the majority of people coming to you. But if you're like many people that'll be listening to this right now and you don't have enough people coming to you yet, that's okay, and it's actually normal. The second type of conversation we want to focus on is warm outreach. So you want to go to the people that are liking and commenting on your stuff, and you want to reach out to them. We say that every like is a lead and every comment is a chance to make a new connection. So we want to start to connect with those people that are engaging with us. And then here's the cool thing. When you reach out to these types of people, eventually your warm leads will start to become inbound leads as well. And then from there, you might also be listening to this saying, well, Owen, I don't have enough people liking and commenting my stuff. We have a really cool cold outreach system where we can kind of skip the cold part and have you engage in conversations where systematically you take people from cold to warm to inbound, so that eventually you don't have to reach out to anybody at all. And that's essentially what we want to, like we saw way back here, this is what we want to help reverse engineer for you. You start out, you're at zero, your foundation, nobody knows you, nor should they. We want to get you to the point where you're predictably and consistently growing your sales, so that eventually you're not having to reach out to anybody at all. Does that sound good? If so, let's keep listening. Okay, so and here's just a quick example. I'll breeze through this. So at our last virtual event, I had 90% inbound leads. As you can see, there was 427 people. We had something like 500 people register. That was 90%. I just did one post and people came. I want to show you guys how to do that too. We did maybe 8% warm outreach. That was going out into my audience, people I've been connected with for a while, saying, hey, I've got this thing. Do you want to come check it out? And then we experimented with maybe 2% cold outreach because we wanted to just let more people know about the event because it was freaking epic. And again, the goal with you is to have a higher percentage of people here and here, but also give you a system to be able to go from cold to warm to inbound. Okay, so if I could give you a process to systematically increase the volume of inbound leads coming to you, so you could eventually make as much money as you want without having to reach out to anyone, would that be valuable to you? If you're screaming out loud or internally, heck yes, Owen, I would love to know how to do that. Well, in about 3 minutes, I'm going to give you an invitation to continue on this journey with me for less than $100 a month with a 14-day money-back guarantee. So if you've loved this so far, then just continue to listen on, and then I'll give you that opportunity at the end. But just really quickly, if you are wondering, well, will this actually work for me? Rather than just having some, random screenshots where I could say anything about anyone and the results they've gotten, I'm going to show you about 90 seconds worth of feedback from clients from my recent coaching calls where they've just shared some off-the-cuff, authentic feedback about their results inside of the High Ticket Academy. And then again, I'm going to give you an invitation to continue. So listen in.
Just share really quick. I just used the same conversation framework and sold a trifecta yesterday. So $11,000 a day. Felt really, really good. And yeah, made $5,000. Feels good.
Aurora, let's go straight to you and just jump straight into a win. So we've celebrated you a little bit, but I'd love to just hear from you about how you're feeling about your big breakthrough, your $30,000 month. How are you doing? Share with the group. Tell us a little bit about this win.
Hey everyone, good to be here. Oh my gosh, so much has happened from the 30K. To me, that was just like the icing on the cake on doing the action of it. Because like we spoke, Owen, I was in my head too much. I was too emotional, doing the fluff instead of actually just doing. And so when I thought, you know what, I'm just going to follow the process and get over myself. And I think that was the mindset change, was getting over me and not being concerned about what people would think, but actually knowing that I'm serving them well, that I have something to help them. And I think once my mindset changed, something just connected. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can actually do that. The process is there.
Hello, my name's Lizzie. I'm an Enagic distributor and I'm a single mum to 2 gorgeous girls. I've got a little baby and a 3-year-old, and I am a full-time solo single mama doing my Enagic business. And when I signed up to work with Owen, I hadn't made a sale in months. My income was pretty unpredictable and inconsistent and a bit all over the place. I sort of had a team and a business that I knew kind of what I was doing. And And I just knew I needed some help. I needed something that was going to push me into that next level of leadership in my business. And that's exactly what has happened. I've been working with Owen, Willow, and the Powerhouse Collective for about 6 months now. And I went from, I haven't made a sale in a few months to I'm on track to being a 6-figure online business owner, averaging 10K months consistently. Crazy, right? So when you put the
So if you too want to be a 6-figure business owner and you want to take your business to the next level, look, if you still need some convincing, like I'm not here to convince you of anything. I generally don't attract clients who feel like they desperately need my help. I'm not a hard close. At the end of the day, people generally know at the end, like God sends different messengers for different messages. And if you feel like this is speaking to you, then let's go friggin' do it. I've worked with more than close to more than 400 plus clients in downline in the last 4 years, produced more than $10 million of results with these strategies. Again, been battle tested in every industry, in every business before Enagic, and has also now been battle tested. Many of my strategies are now in many other platforms and communities too, and have produced 2.5 million in cash collected. Myself personally, again, we did a touch under 1.5 million last financial year. Now, if you are really serious, like we said before, if you're all in, if you're really serious, if you want to make 10 to 20K a month the next 12 months, if you love the idea of creating a personal and financial legacy, if you want to really start to change your own life, your family's life, and your team's life, I've basically got 2 options around how you can continue this relationship with me that are risk-free, that only have a high upside of return. So option number 1 is you will see below, we have 3 tiers around how you can work with me. Tier number 1 is called the High Ticket Academy. You can join that for just $97 a month USD. We have a 14-day money back guarantee, of which I have never paid a single refund out for. Generally, people come in, if anyone ever says to me, "Oh, what's different?" I say, "Yo, just come in and check it out, and you'll know within the first 30 minutes if this is the place and the home for you." So if you're kind of like on the fence and you're curious, you want to know more, just jump into that. You'll know straight away. And then the other 2 tiers we have is High Ticket Academy Premium, which is just a little bit more access. You get a one-on-one strategy call with me. You get access to a bunch of additional courses and curriculum, and also our next in-person event. And then also you can look to work with me in my one-on-one private mentorship as well. With High Ticket Academy Premium and one-on-one mentorship, simply book a call. It is an application process because we have pretty high demand for both of those levels. And obviously I can't do one-on-one strategy calls and work with everyone one-on-one. So there is really a kind of depends on the demand and the availability. But if it's something that is interesting to you, book the call and we'd love to have a chat to you about it. If not, you can just click the link for High Ticket Academy and join that right away. Now, in closing, although we are all a part of different platforms and communities in Enagic, I truly believe that we are just all a part of one big Ohana. And if you don't know what the word Ohana means, if you've seen Lilo and Stitch, Lilo says to Stitch that we are Ohana, and Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind. So at the end of the day, I just want to help all of us collectively make a ridiculous amount of money together, work towards that legacy income, and get this community, this company, this compensation plan into the hands of as many people as possible, because it's changing lives. There is a demand for it. There is an increased demand for it. And I really, truly believe that in the next 10 years, we are going to change the game. And Enagic is just going to be such a powerful, powerful business out there in the marketplace. So if you decide to work with me, I cannot wait to welcome you to our Ohana. And if not, and if you feel like you're not yet ready, that's totally fine. Come and send me a friend request on Facebook if we're not already friends, or come and check me out on YouTube and binge some of my content. And let's just continue this relationship together. Either way, I'm here to serve you. I'm here for you. I'm here for it. I'm here for your freaking success. So regardless of what it looks like, I love you so much. I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you on the other side.